Hello and welcome back from the MLG studios in New York City. I'm Axel Toss, joined by Axelav, who decided to change his shirt. You're not Axelav. Who are you?
Hey guys, I'm Complexity QXC. Joining me here today is Axel Toss. We're at the MLG office, going into the final deciding match.
This is the last game of Group D. This is last match, I should say. SOS versus Revival. PVZ. I know you've been playing a lot of off race. Don't you have two Smurfs that are barcodes on the GM ladder in Korea on Zerg and Proto?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm so
of course,
ready.
Kevin is our resident Terran player, so PVZ.
I got play-by-play.
Okay, you got the play-by-play.
Yeah, you
okay,
got the
so
analysis. You know what's going on.
Shh.
I'm gonna
Not
make it
really.
exciting.
Nick usually. Okay, that's fine. Nick usually does that, and I don't have to worry about it.
He'll give you hand signals.
Oh, it's perfect.
He's right there.
You know,
he's ready.
I can just read the production tab over and over again, and that might work. People might enjoy that. But yes, SOS Revival coming next. Again, we're trying to decide who's knocked out of IEM New York City and who's sticking around. Again, we're trying to find out who's going to get to that round of 8 bracket where all the money is made. Already got Hero Life there. Ooh, Hero versus Life is going to happen in the round of 8. That's pretty nasty. Naniwa took out Hack. Great for him. He's going to play San. And now Hyun is going to play the winner of DRG versus Flash, and Curious is going to play the winner of SOS and Revival. So still a lot of awesome StarCraft coming your way. QXC, this game countdown is starting, and we haven't been able to talk enough. How's your weekend been? I just want to ask that.
It was a
Bittersweet?
rough day of fighting and playing, but I'm here now, having a good time in New York.
Yep.
Ready to watch some StarCraft.
Good. Perfect. I mean, obviously you got eliminated, but I like the spirit in which you were eliminated. Is that a good way to put it? How do you? I should have brought it. Should I just not bring it up?
No.
Like I never know.
There's been enough time.
Okay.
We can talk about it.
So it's a time thing.
Usually, I mean, sometimes.
So let's say
sometimes it's a person thing. Like if I had lost to Naniwa and he came up to me today and he's like, "So, what'd you think about me beating you?" And I'd be like, "Well, maybe it's too soon, Nanny."
Too soon. It's like telling a joke about a tragedy. You don't want to do it too soon, though. Eventually.
You don't want to wait. You don't want to wait too long.
Right. So the tragedy here is you being knocked out of IEM New York City.
Right. And now is the right time.
Now is the okay. Well, I might try to work that in. But QXC is such a good sport. Thanks for hanging out with us, the MLG Studios, casting some StarCraft 2. Here we are, best of 3, to decide who moves on to the round of 8 and who's going to fall down and out of IEM New York City. In the bottom right-hand location, I present your Red Protoss player. Feisty Protoss, very creative, very entertaining. Hailing from Korea, he is SOS.
Can we tag team this?
Go for it, man.
Okay. So I'm going to say a sentence, and then you're going to say a sentence.
Oh, dude, this might be too complicated.
Ready?
Why don't we do it word by word? Take it one step further.
We don't want to give our viewers a hard
Let's do it letter by letter. Ready? It's a joke. Let's do the sentence idea. I like it.
In the bottom, and by bottom I mean top, left-hand corner.
Representing Team Evil Geniuses.
Once down, but he is not out.
One could say he might be revived.
Today's Zerg in the Whirlwind's position, e.g. Revival.
Revival.
Oh, nice. I like that.
The reverb echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Okay, cool.
Let's just do that for the whole cast.
The whole... I think, you know, we were talking about our viewers getting headaches, and now we're approaching that space where...
Space.
Right.
Space.
No, see, I don't know if that's a good idea, Kevin. I will rip that headset off your head.
I think we should talk about the game, though.
Let's do it.
Things are happening.
Yes, a gas has been mined from Revival.
And he's made a pool. He's got no hatchery. Meanwhile, Sauce going for that fast Nexus. Neither player really having any information at all about what their opponent is doing. We can see him taking off gas now, so he's going for some kind of a speedling expand. Not going to be a one-base all-in, most likely.
It's a bit strange. I mean, a lot of Zerg players, obviously, the faster you get your hatchery, the better you're going to be set up for the later game. So this is a pretty committed attack here from Revival. He's going for that timing, I think, where when a Protoss takes his natural expansion, they're going to be pretty exposed. If the cannon's not done or if they don't have a lot of units out, if the Zerg player can just mass a lot of speedlings...
Oh, and the Zergling there is going to attack the probe. The probe is going to be able to get into Revival's natural. Once he gets there, he should be able to see the late hatchery, fully wall off his own natural, and I think that puts SOS in a pretty decent position. Speed is still only about halfway done.
Yeah. 6 lings. Okay, SOS would love to scout these lings popping. or any idea what is. Okay, he's going to scout the lack of a third, but he didn't go into the natural. If he can go to the natural and see how much that hatchery is delayed, he can have an idea, but he never went up there.
This is putting Revival in such a good position. If that probe doesn't go, the probe is going to go into the natural now. We'll see the late hatchery, and then we'll have to see what SOS responds to. Oh, back home, we can see at the top of his ramp, he's got 2 probes in the little choke point, a Zealot coming out, the wall off. I think SOS is completely prepared for this.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, Revival always does these strange early pool type openings. And the idea behind this is taking your opponent completely off guard. But SOS scouted the lateness of that hatchery. He's already got this wall off going up at the natural. Revival is going to be right-clicking furiously in his opponent's main base. He's going to hope SOS misclicks a Zealot or a probe.
How can he misclick? The Zealot's on hold position.
Okay.
Boom. All he needs to do now is hold.
I've lost a fair amount of games.
Oh, he actually made a huge amount of Zerglings. He might be able to break that. The Zealot looks like it's about to go down, but he puts down another gateway behind it to finish the wall off, and the Zerglings are just basically flailing at this point.
I mean, that's a lot of units you're making that aren't doing much for you right now. And those are lings that could have been drones. And remember, his hatchery was delayed as well, so Revival investing a lot into that attack that didn't necessarily work out. But now we can talk about some potential benefits of those lings in that, okay, I guess they can kind of delay a faster third from SOS. He's forcing an extra cannon from SOS. He's forcing some decision-making that's really fast, which sometimes in StarCraft 2, it's getting really intense. If you're making fast decisions, it's kind of easy to make mistakes. But SOS, he's making all the right moves right now. It's not like that threw him off guard by any means.
I think the big story here, if we take a look at the income tab, SOS has consistently been up 7 to 9 workers, basically since the start of the game when his Nexus finished. And 2-base Protoss against 2-base Zerg, we're not looking at a good place for Revival.
Okay, so from here, Revival's got to figure something out. Now, yesterday he played a very interesting series against Huck. And we'll have to see if he, I'll mention it if he applies any of the things he did in that game, but if you missed it, I just want to let you guys know, youtube.com/officialmlgse2, free 1080p VODs, perfect, crystal clear quality, and it doesn't cost any money, so it's amazing. So check that out if you miss anything from IEM New York City, and drop a subscribe if you feel like it. That being said, Revival, his main focus right now is identifying exactly what SOS is up to. Some objectives here are, what kind of tech is my opponent going for? Are we going to see a big gateway timing attack off 2 bases? Is he going for a faster third? That's what Revival's trying to figure out. SOS doing the same sort of thing, identifying that third base. We'll have to see where he goes from here.
Right, and SOS, like you said, does a good job of recognizing that his opponent is going up to 3 base. Revival trying to transition into the macro game, spreading creep, trying to connect his 3 bases. Meanwhile, SOS immediately, first Phoenix comes out, starts killing those Overlords. And I think he's kind of recognized that just the way the game started, he doesn't need a big surprise. He doesn't need to hide these Phoenixes until he's got 3 or 4 to make a big splash with them. His opponent delayed himself by so much with those early lings, with that late spawning pool, or late hatchery, so that he can just send those Phoenixes out, start killing Overlords, and he knows his opponent has to invest so much in making that defense. He's not really worried about it. You can see the Phoenixes going to the third, he's checking, oh, 2 spore crawlers at every base, that's fine. That's 600 minerals that's not being drones. That's 6 drones that aren't mining.
Kill the drone.
Great.
Kill the drone. Okay,
there Phoenix has got a little lazy there.
They got a little lazy, but they got the job done. No, that's a great point. I mean, these Phoenixes, a lot of people talk about all their utilities. The spore crawlers, making those go down, that's drones making those supports. That's a cost investment into those spore crawlers. Take out some queens, it would be amazing. A couple overlords is fantastic. I like how he's keeping his Phoenixes here because he's looking for those drone reinforcements. He's also looking for what kind of units are coming out from Revival, because if he sees a lot of links coming out, he knows that there's going to be aggression towards his third base. So these Phoenixes providing a great role for SOS in this game. This is the style we saw Zest go for in the last match we just saw against Life. So going to try to make it work. The question is, where does he go from here? Looks like third base is going to finish up. He's going to be super ecstatic about that. Not a lot of pressure from Revival to try to be aggressive towards that. And a movement into Colossi would be...
No, he doesn't
have a robot, does he?
I don't think he's going to make the Colossi switch.
Yeah.
Notice his army moving out in the middle. He's hallucinated a Colossus. This is kind of a fake push out. He's going to take control of the Watchtower, try and move his opponent units out of the way, and possibly bait a little bit of an overreaction, force Revival to make a whole bunch of Hydralisks, you notice he's put down that Spire.
He just dropped it down when he saw the fake Colossus.
Right, because he's not quite sure what his opponent is doing at this point. It is only one Colossus, but it's still a Colossus, and I don't think he confirmed that it was just a hallucination.
Yeah, I think he was definitely fooled. So let's see if that bluff works out here for SOS. A lot of Hydras on the way, a lot of Lings as well. So in making all these units, it's mildly strange to me because it implies that he wants to be aggressive towards that third base. But that third base, it's already done from SOS. He's already got a wall-off going down as well, and he's got a great unit composition, so I don't know if that works out. He also has 5 gateways on the way, so we might see a Mega +2 Blink Stalker timing attack. The question is, will it work out?
And I think the key here is Revival took a really long time to start building Hydralisk.
Yes.
SOS, well, he did a great job of keeping his eye on Revival's army. There was no army to be seen for such a long time, and by the time he's committed to this heavy Blink Stalker play, +2 weapons, mass gateway units. Now he sees his opponent has a huge number of Hydralisks, and SOS's army looks very strong, but perhaps given a little bit more time, it's not quite the unit composition that he wants.
Okay, this is all going to be about control. How good can the Blink Stalker play?
Revival getting in position here, taking control of the top of the ramp, and SOS is forced to back up.
Okay, backing up. Hallucinated Phoenix looking around. SOS not looking to engage just yet. All about positioning. Where can the force fields go down? How many units can you siphon away? Got Corruptors in production. Which...
Yeah,
does he still think about... He still thinks there's Colossi,
I don't think Revival ever got a really good view of what his opponent
Wow, so
had.
he thinks it's a Mega Colossi Blink Stalker push, but it's just purely Blink Stalker.
Well, at this point, he's got 3 Corruptors. He's making an additional 5 more. Yeah, there's no reason you would be making that many Corruptors based on just the Phoenixes that you've seen.
I think Revival got tricked.
He's got to be thinking that some kind of Colossus here. And no, he's not out of position. Revival is at the top of his ramp still. He's ready to defend this army. And he doesn't have good eyes on his opponent. The creep spread into the middle there is preventing SOS from swinging around quickly and catching Revival out of position. But you can see SOS taking the long way around. Revival getting a little bit careless here. You can see between the two people's vision, Revival is completely out of position. There's no way he can defend this now.
He has no idea. And look at that. Look at how fast SOS darting into that 4th base, blinking up there. Might even target on the hatchery runoff. Force fields already nailing on the ramp, and Revival caught completely off guard. Meanwhile, yes, SOS is doing something else somewhere else, sending Zealots into that 3rd base on the right-hand side. Revival forfeiting at least 1 base, a bunch of drones, and SOS going to be taking a nice lead in this game.
Yeah. Once SOS established his position at the top of that ramp, there was absolutely no way Revival would have been able to get in there. Force field's going down, he's got tons of sentry energy, and these Phoenixes, even though they almost did no direct damage, set him up for this push so well. And look at Revival, he's starting to set up maybe a little bit of a concave. No, I think he's just preventing SOS from moving down the ramp, but at this point, SOS can be kind of content to sit here. He's got energy for a time warp and a recall. If things get too dicey, here we go, Revival moving in.
Oh, see ya.
Does the recall.
Bye.
SOS in a great position right now.
Yeah.
Having taken out his opponent's 3rd base, or what was kind of like his 4th base.
Pseudo 4th, yeah.
Yeah, and now if we take a look at drones, Revival sitting at 50 true drones. That's not even enough for 3 base saturation. He has to make something work right now. You see he's maxed out, but a lot of his supply is in roaches, so it's not the most efficient max. And his opponent has no Colossus. He has no Phoenixes. These Corruptors not really adding much to the supply. And here we go. Storm is done.
Look
Revival
at those storms.
starting in. Sauce throwing down a couple of great storms, deflecting this attack.
Yep.
What is Revival going to do now?
Look at how weak all those units are. Revival immediately regretting this decision, but honestly, what other option does he have? He just lost a bunch of economy, just lost a hatchery, trying to make something happen, but SOS is always 1 step ahead, blinking forward, extending forward with the high tempo as well, turning those guys into Archons, and just decimating this entire Zerg army.
Yeah, Sauce did such a great job this game of, it wasn't so much that Revival chose the wrong thing. Past the opening, it was that Revival's choices were all bad.
Yeah.
He was constantly forced into a position where no matter what he did, he was at a disadvantage. And once he lost sight of that Protoss army, his creep spread not quite extending out as far as he needed.
Yep.
No units spotting around. And Sauce, is it Sauce?
SOS, Sauce.
Sauce it is.
Sauce is food, and food is delicious, so sauce is great.
Sauce's play is delicious.
No, that's a great point. And honestly, that whole game was, as strange as it seems to say this, was kind of set up based on that hallucinated Colossus. That's why he built the Spire. That's why he built those Corruptors. and he just didn't have vision of what his opponent was doing. Scouting vision is so important in StarCraft 2. SOS showing why, taking game 1. Guys, we have to take a quick break. You're watching a best of 5 between SOS and Revival, where the winner moves on to the round of 8 of IEM New York City, and the loser is out. Don't go anywhere. SOS up 1-0. Revival has some work to do. We'll be right back.